ushering up a demon like as if it's a spider. Like, this is why we're never allowed in the same room with each other for too long, because this happens. Oh god. Hey guys, and welcome back. I am Stacey.
I'm Vicky.
And this is episode 6 of the Cold Confessions
Cold Spot Confessions podcast.
And that summarizes today.
Yeah.
We're here today.
We are.
We're not anywhere else. This is the worst intro.
I think we should have more coffee.
Oh, no, we're fine. We're fine.
Okay.
Let's just continue. Let's power through.
Yeah.
Right. So today we are talking about premonitions and like premonition dreams, and we have got some juicy ones for you today.
We do.
However, first, I feel like we should spill the poltergeist.
Mm-hmm.
You go first, because I went first last week.
Okay. So my poltergeist
Mm-hmm.
is an update on the weird stuff that happens in my house.
Why does weird stuff keep happening to your
I don't know.
house?
I'm not sure if it's actually a mimic anymore. I don't know if it's just a weird spirit just
Fucking
messing
with you.
around. Because the other morning, was it Friday morning, I woke up, went into Enzo's room,
Mm-hmm.
getting him ready for school, well, nursery, and he has a little lamp next to his bed that he likes to turn on in the morning. So I was like, right, turn your lamp on, and I went and got his clothes out of his drawers, and in his bedroom he's got like a sort of Christmas tree, just kind of by the window, so that because he wanted his own little Christmas tree, so he's got that in his room.
I haven't done
And
that yet. Yeah, carry on. I need to. Yeah,
you need to do that. But this one is battery operated, so it's a little button. It's not plugged into the mains or anything, so you have to press this button to turn the lights on. I was nowhere near it. Enzo was still sat in his bed because I don't know why, he's not like other kids who will get out of his bed and just play. He will wait for me to come into his room and tell him to get
polite
up.
baby.
Yeah.
Well, not baby.
But I mean, he's very polite until you don't go downstairs and tell him he can get out of bed. If I shout down to him, like, can you turn your lamp on? Then you can get up and play. No, I don't want to. I'm like, all right, okay. So he waits for me.
Right.
So I went in there. The Christmas lights were off.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting his clothes out. Went from his drawers back to his bed, where he was still sat. Started getting him dressed. Christmas tree lights were on.
Oh.
And I was like, Enzo, did you get out of bed? And he's like, no. I said, did you turn those lights on? No.
Are you sure he's not lying?
No, because I would have heard him and I also would have seen him because I was
Yeah.
literally facing him, getting his clothes out of the drawer.
Oh, right. Okay. Weird.
So, like, I was here.
Does it have a
and
timer
then,
on it?
no, it's battery.
Yeah.
They were on.
Gross.
Yeah. So I left them on. They stayed on all day.
What, you just left them on for
I was like, if the spirit wants to be festive, I'm leaving it to it. So you can keep your Christmas tree. So,
well,
yeah.
I don't blame you, to be fair. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have touched it. I wouldn't have wanted to mess with it.
No, I didn't want to upset it by turning off his Christmas lights. It wanted to be festive.
Yeah.
So
No, you should put some more lights in there for it. Well, I mean, oh shit. Oh my goodness. I think my poltergeist this week is just I think I'm barely existing. I'm barely getting through this now. I'm in my third trimester, got 2 crazy children, and then I've got another 14-month-old who is just terrorizing the house and terrorizing me. And he has this weird thing at the moment where he will make eye contact. So he's allowed to look at people.
yeah.
If they look at him, there's an issue.
Unless it's me.
Unless it's you.
For some reason, he likes me.
I take him out shopping, and 4 times the other day, whilst I was out shopping, people made him cry. And it's just like it's getting to the point where I'm starting to like just be like I think I'm just gonna have to put like a post-it note on his head to say do not make eye contact. Because
Just reminds me of the story Mum used to tell about you.
I know, and it's like I deserve it because I used to do this to other people.
Yeah, you were not allowed to be. No one was allowed to look at you while you're eating.
Sure, no, it was as if my mum used to literally like say to people when they came in the house, "Do not make eye contact with her." But it's just one of those things that I now have. I'm just like, please, just don't look at him. But the thing is that he fucks around with them though, because he will stare at them, smiling the whole time, waiting for someone to turn around and look at him. They turn around, look at him, make eye contact, he cries. And I'm like, and then they're like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to make him cry. I'm like, he has issues.
He baited you into that.
Oh, yeah. And I also had to make 2 birthday cakes this week, which again is just not fun.
No.
And when you're like heavily pregnant, it's just like, don't.
No.
But I had to do it because I have an issue of wanting to bake all the time for people.
Yeah.
Even when I don't have the time, I'm like, yeah, why not? I can make a Sonic cake and another birthday cake, and
well, because I made the bargies yesterday, the onion bargies.
Yeah.
For Gran's birthday. I made sure I wore gloves the whole time, and then because I didn't want to ruin my nails, because whenever I have white on my nails, and I have something that's like curry based, it stains them.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at my nails last night, and there's a little bit yellow.
Oh.
Even though I've done every precaution, so now I have a yellow Santa hat.
I mean, it could just be the owls peed on Santa's face.
Possibly. I mean, they did string up Iron Man the other day.
Yeah, I think that's basically all I have going on this week. That's really triggered me. It's mainly Malachi. Just making people sad. Okay, yeah. So now we spilled the potty, guys. We are going to go into today's episode. And today's episode is all about premonitions and premonition dreams. I have had so many premonition dreams in the past. It's crazy. And not all of them are like in-depth dreams, like super crazy. They're just like, I will be thinking about something in my dream, like my dad or a family member that I haven't really spoken to in a long time. And then if I have this gut feeling in the morning that doesn't go, it's like a really intense feeling, then I know that I'm going to either see that person or something's going to happen with that person the next day or in the coming days.
Yeah.
And it's usually, I can't explain the feeling. It's like I can't shift the way it makes me feel. That's basically the gist of how I feel after I've had that dream. And like I said, it's not always like a super crazy dream, but this one today is about my super crazy dream that has haunted me for so long because I can still picture everything in my head and the fear I had in the dream. So today I'm going to take you back to May 2010.
Mm-hmm.
This was going to be the first ever holiday I took with my friend. And so I was basically 13 at the time, and Mum had actually let me go on holiday with my friend Steph and her family. And I was super excited about it. I had flown on a helicopter? No. I had flown on an aeroplane before, so I wasn't nervous about it or anything.
Yeah, we'd been on holiday as a family a few times.
Yeah, so it's not like something I had feared, and I was like, you thinking about it. But 2 weeks before the holiday, I started getting these really vivid dreams. And I remember telling Mum about these dreams, and she was like, "You're just scared." And I'm like, "No, I know I'm not scared." And she was like, No, that's the explanation for the dream. Like, don't worry about it. You're thinking about it too much. And I was like, Mum, I keep having these dreams. Basically, in my dream, I would be looking through someone else's eyes. I knew it wasn't me, if that makes sense, but the people I could see around me were my family, but they weren't my family.
But not your real life family.
Yeah.
Your dream family.
But in my dream family, I knew they were my family.
Yeah.
And it didn't make sense. Basically, the plane was taking off, everything was fine. And then when it came to landing, that was where the issue was. And I remember this fear. It was so strong that I would wake up like sweating.
Oh.
I was so scared in my dream. Basically, what happened is every time we went to land, the plane broke in half and obviously crashed.
Yeah, you can't really land a plane properly with a plane that's snapped in half.
So yeah, the plane like snapped in half where I was, and when it crashed, everyone around me was dead.
Oh.
I lost everyone. There was no one around apart from dead bodies.
Oh, that's not what you want as a 13-year-old.
No, and it was my family.
Oh.
And I'd lost all my family. And I remember that feeling of loss.
Yeah.
You know, when you have a dream and like a family member dies and you really feel it.
Yeah, I've woken up literally crying before.
That's what I had. and I just knew all my family had died.
Horrible.
And that was the dream that I would have every single day for 2 weeks straight before I got on my plane. And I started getting a bit panicked towards the end because obviously I keep having this dream. Sometimes it would be my actual real life friends and family that would be on board, which was really odd. So yeah, like sometimes it would be like you, Mum,
Thanks.
Malika,
Drag me into this.
and we would all be fine. Plane would take off, start to land, something goes wrong, plane splits in half, there's a crash,
Yeah.
and everyone's dead.
Lovely.
Yeah. So I remember telling Mum about this, and she like I said, she was just basically saying, "You're fine. You're just worried about the plane." Most of the time, the dreams were me through someone else's eyes.
Yeah.
It wasn't always like people I knew. Most of the time, it was people I didn't know, but in my dream, I knew them, and it was always terrifying. I could always feel it. And the next day in the morning, I would just feel this dread and fear. And it got to the point, I said to Mum, I was like, I don't actually know if I should go on this plane.
Yeah.
Because I feel like...
Which is understandable. You've just been having that for 2 weeks straight.
2 weeks straight at 13. And I did contemplate, maybe I shouldn't go. The other thing that was happening at the time, I think, do you remember when there was like a Icelandic volcano eruption?
I don't know. I was 10.
Yeah, you were little. There was basically this. So we didn't even know if we would be able to fly,
right?
Because
okay.
there was this big volcano that had erupted. There was smoke everywhere, and the planes couldn't go through. So we wasn't sure if we were going to be able to fly. We thought it might have to get postponed. Luckily, it passed and all of that. We managed to get on the plane. Everything went fine. We got on holiday. No plane crash. Perfect. Right?
Yeah.
All of that dreaming was for nothing. It didn't matter. However, this is where things took a turn. So my holiday was like, I can't remember if it's 10 days or if it was 2 weeks, but it was a long enough time to be away. And I remember halfway through the holiday, I looked and the news was on the TV, and it was talking about a plane crash.
Oh no.
And my stomach dropped, and there was one survivor. And I was like, what on earth has just happened? This was like my first proper premonition dream. I've had feelings before where I'm like, stop what you're doing.
Yeah, like when you saved my life.
Yeah. But I'd never actually had like a repetitive dream that had come true.
Yeah.
And not only was there one survivor, but where that survivor was, the plane had split in half.
Oh.
Which is why they survived.
That's crazy.
And like I said, I remember seeing it and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I had this dream. And it, like I said, it was a repetitive dream. It happened for 2 weeks. Everything was fine during the flight. When it came to landing, there was an issue. Plane broke in half, crashed. I was the only one that survived.
I remember when you came home from the holiday and you had said about it and you kind of told, I don't remember if you told me or if I like listened into you telling Mum.
Yeah.
But I remember you being so shaken up by it because it was exactly how you dreamt it. And there was no way of like, oh, well, that plane was orange and your plane was blue. And it was the exact same.
Like, how many times is a one sole survivor?
Yeah.
And
the whole family.
The whole family had died. So I've actually found the information about this flight.
Oh, okay, because I tried before and I couldn't. Obviously, I was going off what you told me when I was 10, so I couldn't really remember details.
So I done a deep dive into the plane.
Yeah.
What happened inside the plane, what made it fail, and about the little boy who survived. So I'm going to read it, and it gives me goosebumps, and it makes me feel really sad.
I actually have got goosebumps right now.
But like, you know, when it makes you feel like, I feel really sad reading it, and it's probably a lot of pregnancy hormones.
Yeah, but you also saw it happen.
I had it happen to me. Yeah. Not happen to me, because obviously I do not know the loss this little boy had. I'm not trying to say, oh, I know exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
But I had a snippet of it, of the fear of my family just being completely annihilated.
Yeah.
And I still hold on to that now, even though it was what, 2010? It's 2025 now, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I can still remember it. And I remember even what my room looked like when I woke up in the mornings. I remember everything.
Yeah.
So I am going to read you the story of the and I cannot pronounce the name of this airline, okay? Africa? It might be Africa. Airways Flight 771, May 12th, 2010. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I'm ready. I feel like I could cry just from I feel like I can feel the emotion from it. It makes me really sad. Anyway, right. The event that broke the news a few days after my dream stopped was the tragedy of Flight 771, a crash that claimed the lives of 103 people. Here is what happened on that terrible morning. Flight 771 was an international flight on May 12th, 2010, travelling from Johannesburg, South Africa, and bound for Tripoli, Libya. The aircraft was a modern, nearly brand new Airbus A330-202. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I have goosebumps everywhere.
My whole body's tingling.
Yeah. At approximately 6 a.m. local time, the plane was approaching Tripoli. I'm going to say Libya because I am going to mess this up. Okay, so I'm going to reread that. At approximately 6 a.m. local time, the plane was approaching Libya International Airport. Visibility was poor with patches of fog reported. The flight crew was executing what's called a non-precision approach to runway 09. So I did some research on what that is because I wasn't sure. So a non-precision approach to runway 09 provides only lateral, which is left or right guidance, using aids like VOR, NDB, or GPS, requiring pilots to follow a step descent using altitude/distance tables to reach the minimum descendant altitude, MDA, for visual runway acquisition. Basically, they only could use the GPS by the sounds of it to figure out what's going on.
Right. Okay. So they didn't know where the landing strip was. They couldn't see it. So they had to rely on GPS to tell
exactly.
them. Right. Okay.
So that's what happened. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And here is where the chain of errors begin. The critical error is the crew continued their descent below the minimum descent altitude, the minimum height at which pilots must see the runway or immediately abort the landing, without having the visual reference they needed.
Right, so they were flying below the line that they should.
And they should have aborted, but they didn't.
Right, okay.
Okay. At just 280 feet above the ground, the cockpit's warning system, the ground proximity warning system, or GPWS, shouted the words, "too low terrain."
Right.
I don't like that.
No.
It makes me really uncomfortable. It's like literally the computer system saying, "You're too low."
Yeah, get back up. Hopefully they listened.
I mean, we know how the outcome of this is, so...
Yeah, I know. I'll still be...
It's not like a movie that you can change to what happens.
I know. I can still dream.
Okay. The captain finally called for a go-around, a procedure to abort the landing and climb away. But in the moments that followed, the situation became catastrophic. As the aircraft accelerated to climb out, the pilots became spatially disorientated.
Oh, because of the G-force of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They experienced a well-known dangerous phenomenon called why am I so dyslexic? Semiotraphic illusion? It's GRAVIC.
I wouldn't be able to say
basically, they were disorientated and they had this illusion thing going on.
Well, it's because all the blood drains from your brain, doesn't it, when you G-force it?
Yeah. So because of the rapid acceleration, they felt a false sensation that the plane was pitching too steeply up.
Oh.
So they're now deluded.
Yeah, I think this is similar to what happens when people do cave diving, where they go in too deep and if you lose oxygen, then your brain disorientates you, so you don't know which way is up, and that's why a lot of people will swim down.
That's exactly what happened. So they thought they were going too high up at this point.
Yeah.
And obviously they was not.
Oh. Well, then that's not their fault then.
It's not. I mean,
being too low to begin with, but then given the
there
weather,
was a lot of unfortunate events that led to this, and unfortunately, because they all suffered from this illusion thing, they couldn't correct what they were doing, because in their minds that was the correct thing to do.
Yeah, so they were just acting on their instinct, which, because of the acceleration, their instinct flipped them.
Yeah,
which isn't fair on them.
So their instinctive but fatal decision was to push the nose down of the plane.
Oh.
Because they thought they were flying too high. Clearly was not.
No.
The investigation found that the captain made sharp, inappropriate nose down inputs, effectively cancelling out the first officer's attempts to pull up.
Right.
This was a critical breakdown in the crew resource management or pilot cooperation, likely compounded by fatigue. At this point, they're not with it.
No, they're
and
all
unfortunately
tired from the flying and then the rapid acceleration, which then drains all the blood from your brain, because obviously the way gravity works, if you're going stupidly quick going up, your blood's going to pull to the feet.
Exactly. And unfortunately,
I wonder if that happened to the people in the
passengers, maybe,
because then hopefully that would have made them feel better, less scared,
maybe. So this is such a sad story. So the huge Airbus, the A330, was driven into the desert ground approximately 1,200 meters short of the runway threshold, traveling at over 260 knots and descending at a horrifying rate of over 4,400 feet per minute.
Oh.
The aircraft disintegrated on impact.
Hopefully it's a quick disoriented one where you're not...
They hopefully wasn't conscious at that point.
Yeah, I hope not, because that's not a nice way to go.
So out of the 104 people on board, there was 11 crew and 93 passengers. There was only one survivor. Oh, it's making me really sad. I'm trying not to cry because it's making me really upset, like just feeling it. It was a 9-year-old Dutch boy named Ruben van Assel.
Oh, bless him.
9 years old.
That's...
It's so sad. Can you imagine?
It's never a nice time to lose family, let alone being that young and having all of your family gone.
Everyone. Ruben was returning from a family safari with his parents and older brother, all of whom perished in the crash. He was found still strapped into his seat a half-mile away from the main tail section, having been somehow flung near the impact zone before the main wreckage was destroyed. When he woke up in a Libyan hospital, he had lost... Oh, God. It's making me so sad. He has lost his entire immediate family. How sad's that?
Like, I can actually... alone, like, the trauma from the crash alone...
Yeah.
...is awful.
Mm-hmm.
And then not having your support system around you because they also died in that crash. That's just... I can't even think about how devastating and horrible that is.
Yeah. So the family members that were killed in the crash were Patrick Van Assel, his father, age 40, Trudy Van Assel, his mother, age 41, and Enzo Van Assel, his older brother, aged 11. How sad's that?
That's so sad.
Like,
but it's also makes me really sad because that's the same name as my son.
Yeah. Oh, God. I've got tears in my eyes. It's
That's
making
horrible.
me sad. So Ruben suffered multiple leg fractures, but miraculously no life-threatening injuries, and later was transferred back to the Netherlands.
Well, I'm glad he's not had anything that's long-lasting.
Apart from the trauma.
Yeah, but medically speaking,
yeah,
physically, his legs will heal.
Yeah.
And he's not suffered anything that's going to stop him from living his life.
Yeah. So the aftermath. So the official cause of the crash was ruled as a controlled flight into terrain, CFIT, the result of a chain of human factors descending below the minimum descending altitude without visual reference, failure to monitor the flight path, and ultimately inappropriate flight control inputs during the botched go-around.
So they're trying to blame it all on the pilots, but
I mean, I guess in a way though they shouldn't have. If they couldn't see it,
if they couldn't see it, they should have tried to
they
go
should
round
have.
again.
They went too low.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it was a system failure. It was a human error. And unfortunately, those little human errors that on a day-to-day basis wouldn't be such a big thing. But
like that first human error was a domino effect.
Yeah.
To a horrible event.
Yeah. And now here's the question. Did the plane split in half like it did in my dream? So the question of what happened to the aircraft itself is grim, but crucial to understanding the violence of the crash.
Okay.
So did the plane split in half like in my dream? The short answer is yes, but the destruction was far more extensive than a simple split.
Right, okay.
So due to the plane hitting the ground at extremely high speed, around 260 knots, and at a high vertical rate, the aircraft essentially disintegrated upon impact. The plane first struck the ground violently and then immediately hit a small house near the airport perimeter.
Oh God. No.
Yeah.
Was anyone in that house, do we know?
I don't know. I didn't actually look it up.
I hope not.
I hope they were all out, honestly. The high-speed forces caused the plane to break into numerous small pieces. The major sections, like the fuselage,
I don't know plane parts,
wings, and tail, were not found intact or merely to split. Debris was scattered over a wide area, sometimes estimated to be several hundred meters long.
Jeez.
Yeah. The incredible survival of the 9-year-old boy Ruben Van Assel is directly tied to the plane's fragmentation. Fragmentation, that's a word, isn't it? Is directly tied to the plane's fragmentation. Reports indicate he was still buckled into his seat, lying a significant distance away from the main wreckage, reportedly almost half a mile away from the main tail section.
That is some distance, isn't it?
This suggests his small portion of the cabin either broke away cleanly, as in split, like I had kind of seen in my dream, or was flung away from the primary impact zone, protecting him from the forces that obliterated the rest of the plane.
I mean, that is some miracle.
The fact that
had happened.
Yeah.
And he was
he
in
survived
that
it.
survival, the only survival area. And was just kind of flung to safety almost.
And that is the story of the Flight 771, May 12th, 2010.
Oh, God. That is just devastating.
It's really horrible. And I just can't imagine, like, he would be 24? I haven't actually done any research. I wish I'd done some research on how he's doing now, but there probably isn't a lot on him anymore.
No, and also I don't know if he would want
people.
Yeah.
It's a very sad story.
Yeah.
And
like if at any point, like, what was his name again?
Ruben Van Assel.
So Ruben, if you have somehow stumbled across this podcast, we really hope that you've managed to heal. You've found some good therapists to help you through all of your trauma, and that you are living
your best life. Yeah, we really do. And
we're so sorry for your loss as well. That's just awful.
Yeah. I just can't believe that I had seen it all. Yeah. I wouldn't have even thought about that play. I mean, I would have thought about it, but I wouldn't have, like, I've hung on, like, that dream has stayed with me for 15 years.
Yeah. And it's still one that I remember from you telling me because of how shaken up you were of it. Like, it's imprinted into my brain of, like, this is something that happened that we can't explain how you've seen it.
It's just a really terrifying thing. to experience it, and I can't imagine what Ruben has gone through. And I'm really sorry if I pronounce any part of your name wrong, because I do not mean to as well. I do want to just put that out there.
Yeah.
And I mean, we might be the only podcast even talk about this, because not a lot of people know, like, would have remembered it.
It was a few years back now, but I remember like trying to look into it. So I remember telling a friend about you like seeing stuff before, like in your dreams. And I was they were like, no, I don't believe you. And I was like, no, this actually happened. So I tried doing some research, and I did find Ruben, but I couldn't find much more about the crash or anything. So it wasn't like a one that everybody knew of, because also back then in 2010 we didn't have social media the way that we have it now. So like if it happened now, it would be all over social media, all over TikTok, Facebook, all the rest of it. Whereas back then we didn't really have it.
No. But that's the story. Another one of my premonition stories or dreams that have just really fucked me in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping your listener stories we can at least make fun of it a little bit, because I feel like we need a perk. The mood in this room now is so low. I feel so sad. I feel like we need to boost it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on a lighter note, so instead of it being about death, I have had a dream about a family member being pregnant before. I think it was before they even knew they were pregnant.
I think you told me about this.
So I had a dream. When was it last year? Must have been last year. My sister-in-law was pregnant, and they had been trying for a while, and they were just about to start the IVF treatment, like the medication to start with all of that. And I had a dream that she was pregnant, and it was very early on, so she wasn't telling anybody, but then she told my partner. And I woke up and I was like, this doesn't feel like a normal dream. Like, this feels like it did the last time I had a dream about somebody else being pregnant.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell anybody last time. So I was like, I'm not going to go telling her, because I didn't want to get her hopes up. Like, I'll leave it be. But I told my partner, and I was like, I am telling you now before she tells you, because the last time this happened, nobody believed me.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now. And I think it was within the week. I can't remember if it was a couple of days, but it was within the week. My partner gets a phone call from his sister. She's pregnant. And I literally, I heard, she was on loudspeaker to him. So I heard her from the kitchen, and I shouted, I was like, I knew it. And my partner was like, yeah, no, actually, Vic did tell me this, like, the other day that you were pregnant, but she didn't want to go telling you just in case she was wrong and didn't want to get your hopes up. And I was just like, I knew it. I had this dream.
There is something
that she
different
was
about those dreams, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels more real, or like it doesn't leave you the next day. Like,
so yeah, I thought I'd lighten that mood a little bit.
So this isn't a light story, but this is basically another personal story, but also my mum's story.
Yeah.
So this was when I was about 1.5. I was in the bath with my mum, and she got this vision, this really strong, intense vision of my skin bubbling, and me being in the bath and my skin bubbling, and things were just like going wrong. And so mum like immediately took me out of the bath, because she was like, this, I'm like,
not risking this.
Yeah, she was like, I just saw her skin bubbling. She needs to get out of this bath. Something's going to happen. The tap's going to scold her or something like that, and it's going to burn her. Took me out of the bath and then just went on with her day. And then not long later, I was walking in the kitchen, and my mum, actually, I think it was my dad. My dad had made a cup of tea. And because I'd only just started walking, they are at that point where they don't really think about how the coffee cups are too far off the side and that I could reach it.
Yeah, because at that point you've only just started, you don't know what you can reach and what you can't reach.
Exactly.
Yet.
And
also that changes daily. Like one day you can't reach something, and next day they're like reaching.
Unfortunately, my dad didn't put the coffee cup further enough back, or the teacup further enough back. And well, I did what a 1.5-year-old do, and I hooked the coffee cup off the side, and the coffee well, the tea, it wasn't coffee, the tea went all over my chest, all over my neck, and my skin started bubbling. So mum,
crispy.
Oh God. So mum immediately took me upstairs and she put me in the bath to like cool my skin down, like a cold bath.
Yeah.
And stripped my clothes off, and my skin was literally like sticking to the clothes. My skin was bubbling that much. It was
it's freshly boiled tea without milk.
tea and freshly boiled skin.
Yeah.
Of a baby. And babies have really fragile
really
skin.
sensitive skin.
So my skin's bubbling. She puts me in the bath and she obviously calls the ambulance. And when they got there, my mum was like, said that she sounded like a lunatic because she was just raving like, I've seen this happen in my like vision. I saw this happening before it happened. And obviously no one thought anything.
Yeah, they're like, crazy ass woman is just telling us that she's seen this happen.
Yeah. And I'm still scarred to this day from it. But mum saw it happen before it happened, even though it didn't really do any good.
You've still done it anyway.
Still happened,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But that's enough of our stories. I think we should get on to the listener story.
Yeah. Right. So this story comes from Reddit user usual still 8803.
Right. Usual still.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also has got a TikTok and a YouTube called Jay's Haunted Appalachia.
Oh, this is the guy you were talking about.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I was talking about on the live earlier. He said it all began after I visited the Corpsewood Manor murder site a few times as a young man in the late 90s. Deep in the remote North Georgia mountains, even that far back, the actual structure had fallen into disrepair and was just crumbling ruins to explore. Despite this, I had some friends whose relatives were part of the murder investigation during the 90s when it occurred. I had access to some crime scene photos and other evidence through those friends, so I was very familiar with what the property and the building actually looked like when everything was fully intact.
Right.
It wasn't long after I visited the place that I began having the nightmares. While a couple of minor details might have changed, like whether I had camped on the property the night before or just arrived during the day, the rest of the dream was always the same and never deviated. In the nightmare, the structure was always fully intact, like it was when the crimes had first occurred.
Right.
It was a sprawling, multi-story brick structure that bore a strong resemblance to the medieval castles, which already felt surreal enough in the remote North Georgia rural location. That's a mouthful. Especially with the details of a prominent pink concrete gargoyle and occult-themed stained glass windows.
I love that there's a pink gargoyle there.
I know, it's really cool, isn't it? It's but not just any gargoyle, it's like a pink gargoyle. Yeah. That's really cool. I'd seen all of those details documented in the case evidence I'd studied, so things didn't really get weird until I stepped inside.
Right.
It was always mid-morning on a very bright and sunny day when I entered the castle. While the castle had never had electricity, there was always ample light streaming in through the many windows, so the interior was well illuminated. I would make my way through exploring the lower levels and then upstairs to the upper level, when the sunlight would begin to fade more rapidly than normal, and by the time I descended the stairs, it was twilight and fading fast.
I'm assuming this is in his dream, yeah?
Yeah, this is all in his dream. I mean, it would be pretty creepy if it wasn't. I mean, it's creepy anyway, but by the time I descended the stairs, it was twilight and fading fast, making it difficult to find the exit. As I made my way down the corridor, I was scanning each adjoining room to the exit, and in one of those rooms, I was scanned to the right, in near darkness, and see nothing. But when I shifted my gaze back to the left, there was a semi-transparent ghost of a lady in a flowing dress.
Oh, don't like that.
She glowed with a pale white hue in the corner of the room, motioning for me to approach her, as if she was... No, I know. Like, just come here. Come on. As if she was trying to tell me or show me something. Now, the lady herself didn't do anything threatening or aggressive to scare me. She more just startled me because, one, she was clearly a ghost.
Yep.
And two, she hadn't appeared when I first peered into the room.
Right.
So she's just popping up like, hey, I got something to show you. So come with me. Which a lot of people say don't follow ghosts.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But then sometimes people do follow ghosts and they like solve their murders and stuff. So
but personally, no.
I mean, person's discretion really. It's up to you whether or not you want to follow that ghost.
Yeah.
In a dream,
I wouldn't.
maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I personally wouldn't because I'm a baby, but if you're brave enough, go for it.
Yeah, if you got the balls, then yeah, do what you like. It was always at this part that I would wake up, panicked and with a sense of terror and dread, right before I could determine what the lady ghosts were trying to say or show me. It was this undeniable sense of fear that I'd always had upon waking that led me to calling this a recurring nightmare, rather than just a recurring dream, combined with the sense of panic and urgency I got when the light inside began to fade unexpectedly, and the ensuing dash to locate the exit.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, I would be running to the exit myself. I'd be like, no, bye-bye. Yeah, I don't want to see what you're trying to show me.
Yeah, go away.
Don't talk to me, crazy lady. I began having the nightmare not long after I visited the place for the first time, and it was very quickly escalated in frequency until I was having it every night, or at least at a minimum every other night.
Right.
So every night he's seeing this first lady in his dream.
Yeah, we all know it's happened with recurring dreams.
This carried on for over 10 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Probably closer to 15. Again, even longer.
I want to know, is that every night or every other night for 15 years?
I mean, at a minimum, it was every other night. And instead it carried on.
Yeah, but does that mean that carried on for 15 years, or is it like the dreams, he gets recurring nightmares occasionally with it?
From what he's saying, I'm gathering it carried on at a minimum every other night for 15 years.
That's crazy.
After the initial panic subsided, after awakening, I had a small but gnawing urge to return to the site, an urge that grew over the years, to see if I could find any clue as to who this lady was or what she wanted to show me. But I had long since vowed never to return again. I agree, I wouldn't go back.
No.
If that started happening to me after visiting the place once...
Yeah, no thank you. But then I guess after 15 years, you do have that curiosity of, can I get this dream to stop?
Yeah, but then you also have the possibility of getting worse.
Yeah, that's very true.
Which is why I would be like, I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, to be fair, the scariest thing that ever happened to me at the actual site was being chased down in the middle of the night by a jet black antique hearse with darkly tinted windows down the remote, winding dirt roads that led to the property at high speeds.
That's crazy. That happened in real life.
Yeah, like, that's...
Surprised a hearse can go that fast.
Yeah. I mean, if he's being chased down, that's... You've got to go at some sort of speed, though. Although, so saying that, hearses, they can go fast. They just don't. Because of what they're carrying.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, carry on.
But it was just the awful gut feeling I got every time I was on or even near the property that led me to swear to myself never to return. I've never had a feeling that strong anywhere else before or since. It's like you could literally feel the evil that occurred there, soaked into the grounds.
Gross.
As a matter of fact, due to not being able to drive directly to the property and having to know exactly where an unmarked area is to park, you have to then hike the rest of the way in.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that and then getting trapped there.
No. Like, this isn't just like, down the street and that's a house. You have to actually find a place to park for one and then hike the rest of the way in.
No, I would not be doing that.
Yeah. He said, I didn't find the site on my first attempt, but at a certain point, that awful gut feeling I described had washed over me. When I returned, I discovered that the spot I was in when I was overcome by this feeling was the exact spot where you have to leave your car before walking the rest of the way in.
Huh.
So you found like gut feeling, like, managed to find it. That's awful.
That's crazy.
I guess that's a way of like, oh, I know where I am now.
Yeah, that horrible feeling's here. I know.
Yeah. There are some things and some places in this world that should just be respected and left alone. I agree. 100% agree. You don't want to go pissing anything off.
No.
So he goes into a little bit of the detail of the Corpsewood Manor and what happened in that area, because I had never heard of it before until he told me. He says, if you're not familiar with the story of Corpsewood Manor, it's definitely pretty fascinating. Basically, a couple of gentlemen who were also life partners had left their life in the city to start a life together in the remote North Georgia wilderness. Wilderness?
Wilderness?
There. Wilderness. There we go. They literally built the sprawling castle in the woods by hand by themselves.
That's crazy. That's amazing that they managed to build that on their own.
Yeah, like they built it all by themselves, brick by brick.
They could have done it closer to parking, just saying.
Yeah, I mean, but then back then when it was built, you wouldn't have had those roads in a way.
Yeah, and I guess if they are gay and they're back then, probably don't want people to be able to drive up to your house.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Carry on.
And we're living peacefully, if a bit privately and remotely. The gentlemen and their dogs were massacred one night by some local who mistake...
What?
Yeah. Massacred.
Why their dog?
I know, exactly. Why go for the dog?
Right.
Okay. Unfortunately, these men also lost their lives, but come on, the dogs?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not fair. So these gentlemen and their dogs were massacred one night by some locals who mistakenly thought that they were wealthy and had a lot of cash and valuables on hand, only to discover that they had spent the majority of their savings building the place.
Well, that's disappointing for them.
Yeah, so they just needlessly killed 2 men and their dogs.
Poor dogs.
Because they thought they had money.
Poor dogs.
But at the same time, if you see somebody building a house, you don't think, oh, they have money. You think, oh, they spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
They have nothing left. Like, I wouldn't think, oh, yeah, you have a lot of money because you just built a house.
Yeah.
No, all your savings and life savings are gone. Unless, of course, they are a billionaire, but from the sounds of it, they're probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I think the creepiest part for me was that one of the victims had painted a self-portrait of his own death that had striking resemblance to the way his body was discovered.
Oh.
Even down to the corresponding number of bullet holes.
That's crazy.
So he predicted his own death.
That's so cool, though.
That's really cool, but creepy.
Yeah, super creepy.
At the times I went, hardly anybody knew about it. But now the whole rabbit hole with tons of YouTube documentaries and paranormal investigations taking place there, I definitely recommend you check it out, although I still can't say I'd recommend you ever visit. So yeah, definitely check out the history of it, which I would like to look into it more.
I think we should do a whole episode on it, like the actual stories of it and the hauntings and stuff. If there's like a lot of documentation,
yeah,
it'll
definitely
be good to do that.
But that in itself, for one, the recurring dreams after, like even just visiting it at one time, you then
doesn't
start
it
having.
explain the lady, the ghost in this dream though?
No, he doesn't. But then he's never gone back.
No.
I did ask him if he had ever tried to look into it, and I can't remember.
I mean, we'll just look into it ourselves.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if there's also lots of documentaries on it as well. That will be quite interesting to have a look.
But yeah, maybe we'll do an actual whole episode and we'll do the ghost stories around it, and we might actually find an answer to who that ghost is for him.
Yeah, it would be interesting. He has got quite a few other stories. So we will read some more of them out at another time. But if you can't wait for us to tell his stories and you want to hear his own stories, he is on TikTok as Jay's Haunted Appalachia.
Right. So go listen to him
out.
Yeah, go do that. And thank you for sending your story in, because that's amazing.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate everyone who sends their stories in and lets us read them. But that is today's episode. I feel like the rest of the podcast episode I've been really down. But that whole story at the start really put a downer on my spirit. I know, feel really
and then we
depressed.
Wouldn't have ruined it with people killing dogs.
I know. It's like, what is going on?
This is meant to be like an upbeat podcast.
I'm sorry that you're listening to this on Boxing Day. Not Boxing Day. I'm sorry you listened to this the weekend before Christmas. It's not the most spirited episode.
No, they will be listening to this.
No, we were talking about this earlier. This episode is on Friday, which is the weekend before Christmas.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Next week's episode is
Boxing Day.
Boxing Day.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm so sorry that this was not a festive, fun episode, and it's actually very depressing and sad. But thank you so much for listening. Episode 6. I can't believe it's episode 6.
I know. It just feels like yesterday that we started filming the first episode.
And I mean, if you don't hear us on our TikTok or anything before that, we hope that you have a lovely Christmas, because like I said, this is going to be the last one before Christmas. And we hope you have a lovely Christmas. Everything's great. No recurring nightmares happen to anyone.
No Krampus coming down your
Nothing
chimney.
spooky. No Yule lads coming to torment you.
Doorway snuffers.
But we hope you have a lovely time.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
We'll see you on Boxing Day.
We will.
Yeah.
See you then.
Goodbye.
Bye.